I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
I heard a rumor. This guy right here, Jay Boogie, presenting Knicks in the booth, is gonna be fire.
Hey. They say we everywhere. We all over the place. If you don't see us, that means you ain't nowhere. You heard? We all over. The headline of the city, the Post paper, the Daily paper, everywhere in the city. Knick Chronicles, baby. Let's get it. When you talking to Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. The most loyal people, we the biggest. When you talking to Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. We outside, you know my voice, the young Mr. Wall Clock. A new hope. I'm courtside next to Tracy Morgan Road. We so official, every game is sold out. You see the fan stars, them carpets rolled out. I'm on this track, NBA and a bleach report. Don't even ask for a short, this ain't a Newport. Flash report, tell them this is just in. You see Max outside, just don't let them in. I walk the streets every day with some grown men. I go left, cross back like I'm Brunson. Who that is? Jay Boogie, I'm so nice. I need a little bit more than yesterday's price. When you see him, you tell him, your boy, I'm locked in. I'm well surrounded with fans, we in the garden. When you talking to Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. The most loyal people, we the biggest. When you talking to Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. The most loyal people, we the biggest. If you ain't orange or blue, then you can't relate. I had them toxic boys that air your Twitter space. A lot of people right now, they on clickbait. I had your forehead looking like your Stephen A. All the real creators be on the podcast. Take a look at the chat, you get my broadcast. The forecast is scattered with a lot of rain. My 4 poison pill jerk by Danny Ainge. New squad, new season, it's a new team. Shout out to Harlem Girl and Miss Geraldine. Play the youth, the kids, they gon' play hard. For 4 years, I just signed a 9-guard. The way we look right now, this a Nick thing. I might bring with the flow, so this here bang. Shout out the real ones that'll stay loyal. All the Nets fans, we know it's disloyal. When you talking to Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. The most loyal people, we the biggest. When you talking to Knicks, Knicks, we the biggest. Fan base in the league, we the biggest. When you see them, you tell them they the biggest. The most loyal people, we the biggest. When you come to the city and play for the Knicks, you're going to get the biggest and most appreciated love. We the best people it is in the world that's going to support our squad, support our team. You dig? We the biggest.
New York Knicks, we are the biggest. This is Jen from Knicks Army fan, and I want to let you know right now, if you didn't know before, New York Knicks, we the biggest, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rock and Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Set it off. Blue tears, orange tears, blue orange tears, bam. I'm going through this kind of fast. Y'all know why. I'm going. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and sticky juice fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. All right, so I'm going through this kind of fast because y'all know what the vibe is right now. Y'all know what the vibe is. Shout out to Jay and Miss Geraldine, Ricardo Torres, to all David L, to all our people. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Yo, BN, what's good? Andrew College, man. Everybody watching, salute to y'all. Even if you're not typing nothing, man, and I can't see y'all, I feel y'all. I feel y'all. Jay Singh was good. BS Knicks was good. Salute, 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 y'all. I'm sorry I'm going through this kind of fast, but I'm upset. I'm frustrated, and I got to turn this mic on. And I don't do this when I be frustrated, y'all. I try not to come on here. Yo, it's reckless to get on the internet when you're upset. Right? It's reckless to get on the internet when you're upset, man. But listen, and I ain't trying to stir up nothing. I ain't trying to start nothing, right? Because if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. But you know what? At some point, we got to start asking questions, right? At some point, we got to start asking questions. Adam, what's good? A to Z Media was good. Danny Lee is in the building. My peoples. At some point, we got to start asking questions, man. Is this a bad front office, man? Is this a bad front office? Right? Is this a bad front office? Yo, you know what? I hadn't done in a while. You know what I hadn't done in a while? Instead of me doing the thing, listen, I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat and get y'all opinion. I'm gonna get y'all opinion. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is a bad front office or not. Right? I'm just gonna make it simple. Is this a bad front office? And y'all vote on it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is this a bad front office? The answers are simple, yes or no. And while you at it, man, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, support your boys, support your guys, right? Is this a bad front office? White Falcon is in the building. Keith Turner. I just want to point out some things really quick, right? And I know I say this stuff. I beat y'all to death with facts sometimes, and sometimes, and I got to get away from that because sometimes I got to remember that this thing is about entertainment too. Like we don't always want to get beat down by facts and have it seem like we're pessimistic, right? You know what I'm saying? So we got to have fun too, right? Got to keep that balance. Got to keep that balance of being fun and with facts. I got to remember that it's like, you know, kind of like edutainment, kind of. But what I want to do is point out a few things, right? Mr. Ray's in the building. Ed Winner was good. Miss Geraldine says, who cares who Tibbs want? His job is to coach, and who we have nothing more, nothing left. Right. Yeah, I salute to Miss Geraldine. Miss Geraldine is one of the goats of this thing, and in a respectful way, like one of the greats of this thing that we doing. Much respected in this community. Much respected in this community. Much respected in this community. Shout out to Miss Geraldine. I know what you're talking about, Miss Geraldine. Nothing more, nothing less. I get it. I got it. I get it. I heard that saying before. I'm old. Or you know what? I ain't old. Let me say seasoned. I'm a little seasoned. I'm seasoned. Shout out to the 60s babies. If you're a 60s baby, raise your hand. I'm seasoned. I'll put it that way. But I gotta run down these facts so that when we have this discussion, if this is a bad front office or not, then we can have the answer without a reasonable doubt, right? For instance, how many Julius Randle fans are here? If you're a Julius Randle fan, show your love in the chat. If you love Randle, throw your love in the chat. How many people in the chat love Randle and love Randle's place with the Knicks? I love it, Miss Geraldine. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. If you like Randle, show your love in the chat if you're a Randle fan, right? If you love Randle, you know. Here's my thing. Here's my thing with this front office. Why is Randle here and you still have Obi? Why is Randle here and you still have Obi? That's a front office thing. Right? And so I'm trying to come in for a soft landing, right? Because y'all know I like Randle. Y'all know I like Randle, man. Yo, you know, I have 3 years or the Lawrence Tibbs Mo. The Lawrence Tibbs anniversary came and went, and I ain't even did nothing. Y'all, we've been at this for 2 years. It just dawned on me. That the Lawrence Tibbs, we've been doing this for 2 years. Okay, I'm gonna set the Lawrence Tibbs anniversary thing to a side and just stay on this topic because that's y'all's biggest complaint about me is I don't stay on topic because I start shouting out people and I drift and tell stories and whatever. But here's the thing: I have 2 years of data saying of y'all seeing me saying that I love Randle. I love Randle. Right? I love Randle I respect Randle as a person, right? I think he's a good person. I like Randle as a player, right? And I love the fact that he came to New York and put up with this nonsense and they never throw us under the bus. But let me start with the beginning of this mess with this front office. And I'm trying to be fair and balanced. I'm trying to be fair and balanced as these thoughts race through my mind. I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm trying to be easy. I'm trying to be easy freezy. Easy freezy. Easy. Calm down. Calm down. Easy. Easy. But this mess started. Leon Rose came into the front. Leon Rose took the job. The first thing he did was cut a fan favorite in Kadeem Allen. We knew Kadeem Allen wasn't the point guard of the future. We knew Kadeem Allen wasn't a rotational piece. But Kadeem Allen liked playing here, and he liked being a Knick. And they're going to cut him and bring in Theo Pinson. That's strike one. The second thing they did was cut Alonzo Trier. Whatever. And my frustration is mounting. The further I get along with this, I'm not going to go through their whole transaction history. What I'm going to do is point out where they make a mistake or they make a big move and then they undo it. Evergreen G in the building. Evergreen G, this ain't the one for you, bro. Sit this one out. This is for intellects right here. Evergreen G. This is, don't do that, Evergreen G. Don't do that. You might sit this one out. Leon Rose in his front office, they come in and they cut Elfrid Payton, canvass the free agent market, and they pull a Donovan Mitchell, which we didn't know it was a Donovan Mitchell type move at the or they do it in a Donovan Mitchell way where they use all this bravado. We're the Knicks. We'll just go out and get a guy. And the first word is Chris Paul don't want to come here. Chris Paul want to be closer to his family. And we miss out on a Chris Paul trade. And the Phoenix Suns gave Phoenix the Phoenix Suns gave OKC nothing for Chris Paul. The Phoenix Suns gave the Oklahoma City Thunder nothing for Chris Paul. Chris Paul go to Phoenix, and the next thing you know, the Phoenix Suns are the new hotness. Meanwhile, Leon Rose go groveling back to Elfrid Payton and re-sign Elfrid Payton, right? And what it makes it look like is they cut him and Elfrid Payton was glad to come back. No, Knicks fans. No, Knicks fans. They re-signed Elfrid Payton. They cut Elfrid Payton, and he got a $1 million team option money for getting cut. The Knicks signed him to $4 million. So Elfrid Payton came back for the same money. All they had to do was keep him. All they had to do was keep him. They went back to go get Elfrid Payton. And then now, since you can't cut a player 2 times in the same calendar year, Elfrid Payton had a no-trade clause. These idiots cut Elfrid Payton, brought him back, and now they couldn't trade him. These dudes, I swear, I'm trying to get out of my emotions here, y'all. I can't help it. You remember I told y'all that whatever happens this year happens. But this news of trading Cam Reddish and trading Emmanuel quickly, this thing has got me hot. I can't help it. I'm a human being. Y'all forgive me for being human. The same year, they cut Elfrid Payton and brought him back with a no-trade clause. They start this storyline. Oh, I've been watching this little boy. I've been watching this NBA player since he was a little boy. I remember we have such a great relationship with his dad. His dad is such a great friend of mine. Me and his dad go back 30 years. All this mess. Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, y'all know they was talking about Doc Rivers. And so they brought in Doc Rivers' son on a 3-year, $10 million deal. Y'all remember Austin Rivers? Y'all remember the storyline around Austin Rivers? Oh, me and his dad go back such and such amount of years. I remember Austin Rivers was around. He was a ball boy. We had such a good relationship with him. And now that he's an NBA player, I just felt like we had to bring, he's family. Tell me if you heard that before. They bring in Austin Rivers on the family affair thing. Oh, me and his pops go back a long way. All these different things. All this stuff. Like, oh, yeah, man. Me and his pops go back so long ago. You know, the kid works hard. Tell me if you heard this before. Oh, the kid worked hard. He went to a blue blood. He played. Austin Rivers played for an all-time coach and blah, 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 all this stuff. And they signed him to a 3-year deal. And listen, I'm not crying over Austin Rivers, right? I liked Austin Rivers while he was here. Tom Thibodeau didn't play him. We needed offense. Tibbs wouldn't play him, right? So what does the front office do the same year? They make a move. Now tell me if this is a theme. The thing is, tell me. I just spoke about Elfrid Payton. You come in, you cut Elfrid Payton. That's your move, right? And then a little while down the road, you undo that move. Tell me if this is a theme or not. So then you sign Austin Rivers to a 3-year deal. At the trade deadline, you trade him away. So they do a deal and undo it. That's twice in the same year. They do a deal and then undo it. They do a deal and then they undo it. The next year, they bring in and Kemba Walker. Or that same year. I mean, I know the line gets a little murky, right? But they brought in Alec Burks. They brought in Nerlens Noel. They bring in Derrick Rose, right? Then the next year, they bring in some other players, right? And then during the summer, so they bring in Alec, because think about what I'm about to say. They bring in Kemba Walker, right? They bring in Kemba Walker. Tibbs benches him, right? Then he has to unbench him. And then the summer, as soon as they could get rid of Kemba Walker, they get rid of Kemba Walker. They do a deal and then undo it. Alec Burks, they bring in Alec Burks as scoring off the bench. In his second year, Alec Burks has to be the starting point guard. What? Alec Burks has to be the starting point guard. Now, mind you, the Knicks were involved in a trade involving Rajon Rondo. But the Knicks didn't get Rondo. right? Not saying Rondo was a saint or would have turned the fortunes around, but all we needed was a point guard to be a stopgap. But they didn't get Rondo. They decided to play Alec Burks at point guard. Alec Burks at point guard was a better. These are not my words. Alec Burks gives us the best opportunity to win. This is a shot at Emmanuel quickly. Is this front office? Is this a bad front office? Is this a bad front office? Y'all help me. Y'all help me figure this thing out, right? Because you bring in Kemba. Kemba's not good enough. You bench him, even through all the point guard injuries. You brought in Ryan Arcidiacono, right, and played him over Kemba. And then you trade Kemba that summer. So you made a move and undid the move. You brought in Alec Burks. You made a move and then you undid the move. You brought in Nerlens Noel. You made the move. You gave him a second contract and then you undid the move. You make the move and then you undo the move. You signed Farron Hunt to a two-way deal, and before we can get into you signed Farron Hunt to a two-way deal before we can get deep into the Westchester Knicks season. You cut Farron Hunt. Right? You trade Kevin Knox and a first-round pick for Cam Reddish and Solomon Hill. Right? Off rip, you cut Solomon Hill. Yes, Solomon Hill was a New York Knick. But since this front office makes so many minutia type moves, you forget Solomon Hill was a New York Knick on a torn ACL. You took Solomon Hill's contract. You took Solomon Hill's contract in order to acquire Cam Reddish. And you benched Cam Reddish when you first got here. And now you're benching Cam Reddish again, and now you're looking to undo the Cam Reddish move. You make a move and you undo a move. You make a move and you undo a move. Is this a bad front office? Can they get it right? You signed Evan Fournier to 4 years, $72 million. You signed Evan Fournier. And listen, hey, y'all, listen. And it's not as simple as signing, right? Because the details of the deal was the New York Knicks sent 2 second-round picks. The New York Knicks sent 2 second-round picks to the Boston Celtics for Evan Fournier, and 2 second-round picks and a trade exception to the Boston Celtics for Evan Fournier. And now Evan Fournier is on the bench. So in theory, you spent all this bread for Evan Fournier, and now you're benching Evan Fournier. And here's the thing, while I'm not the greatest Fournier fan, Evan Fournier last season set the Knicks all-time three-point shooting record. And this year, a team that needs shooting is not even playing the dude that set the Knicks all-time three-point record. What are we doing? So while I like Evan Fournier, the person, I don't know if schematically if he's always a fit. I question it. I'm not saying Fournier is a bad player, but Evan Fournier last year set the Knicks all-time season three-point record, and this year you need shooting, so you put him on the bench. I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I can't. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out. Right? And now you want to trade Emmanuel quickly for a first round pick? That's the guy that you drafted. So you want to undo that also. So now instead of taking a deep dive into what is RJ Barrett, instead of taking a deep dive into what RJ Barrett is and maybe trying to fix it, instead of looking at RJ Barrett, who's one of the worst players in the NBA at the moment, RJ Barrett is one of the worst NBA players in the league at the moment. And y'all want to trade quickly. And look, I know it's Knicks content creators out here in our space. I respect them. I respect the heck out of them. But they co-sign this foolishness. Giving them names like Leon Rose is the king. The king of what? Burger King? I know sometimes I can come across negative because I try to fact y'all to death. And trust me, I don't try to do that. I can be funny. I can tell a joke every now and then. I can be entertaining. Right? I know sometimes I come across as not likable, you know what I'm saying? Because I try to stick strictly to the timeline. I try to stick strictly to the facts. Right? When we have conversations, all I want is the facts. I don't want people to eliminate the facts. Like, I don't want to sully people's names and call people out of their names. And I don't want to do that, man. I try to be respectful of people. But listen, I can be respectful of people, but I don't have to always respect what they do. Right? People giving Leon Rose, they crowning Leon Rose, he the king. And the king of what? The king of what? This dude traded out of this summer's draft, out of the first round, to move into the second round to pick Trevor Keels. Trevor Keels, he's in the G League right now, averaging 15 points per game on 15 shots. And Mr. DJ, I'm with you. I'm with you. Here. You thought Steve Mills was bad. You thought Windmill Phil was bad. This here is bananas. You don't want to get. Let me do the Donovan Mitchell thing just real quick because I never had a chance to decompress about the Donovan Mitchell thing. Right? I never got the opportunity to publicly decompress about the Donovan Mitchell thing. Right? Nev the Destroyer, thank you for the generous contribution. Nev the Destroyer says this front office has given Coach Tibbs full autonomy and abdicate their responsibilities, which includes sharing front office's direction to the media and to the fans. Oh, Nev, no, you didn't. All right, let me set aside the Donovan Mitchell fiasco for what Nev just said. And thank you, Nev. Thank you, Nev. This front office sits up in their ivory tower up on the hill and thumbs their nose at Knicks fans. We don't deserve dialogue in a one-on-one from Leon Rose and his front office. Leon Rose and his front office feels like Knicks fans don't deserve anything. Nev, you right. Nev the Destroyer. Hey, Nev the Disruptor. I'm sorry. Not the. I know. Nev, the artist formerly known as Nev the Destroyer, is going by Nev the Disruptor now. I'm sorry, Nev, if I assumed your name, man, but I know who you are. Nev says the front office has given Tibbs full autonomy and abdicate their responsibilities. And so for ones that don't, they shirk their responsibilities. They dodge their responsibilities, which includes sharing front office's direction to the media and to the fans. And Nev, you are absolutely 100% correct. How does this front office sit up in this ivory tower up on the hill away from common folks and feel like they don't have to speak to us or give us anything? They don't have to speak to us or give us anything. Ashley Inc. 1, a.k.a. Wisdom, says this front office is like 3-card Monte dealers. They hustlers. And Mr. DJ says trading Cam is the final straw for me with this front office. Cam can be legit star. What are we doing? How does this front office sit away from us, not give us anything except the stuff that we had before they got here? This team is giving us the same. This front office is giving us the same thing that we were getting before they got here. One could say this team, without this front office, would organically get to 37 wins by themselves. Is 37 the new 50? Is that what's going on? $37 is the new 50. That's got to be it. And in the poll, we have 84 votes. Is this a bad front office? Yes, this is a bad front office is winning 80% to 20%. What really bothers me is not the trade to get Kemba out of here part, or to get Burks out of here part, or to get the Noel out of here part, or the cut Taj Gibson part. What gets me is every breath they take, every move they make, I'll be watching you, Leon Rose. From here on out, every trade you make, every signing you make, we watching you, Leon Rose. Everything y'all do, y'all undo it. You go get Cam, now you want to trade Cam. You sign Ferren Hunt, now you cut Ferren Hunt. You sign Evan Fournier, now Evan Fournier is benched. So you paying all this money to ride the pine. You sign Kemba Walker, now Kemba Walker's gone. You sign Nerlens Noel, now Nerlens Noel is gone. You sign Alec Burks, now Alec Burks is gone. You sign Elfrid Payton, and you bring him back, right? You cut Elfrid Payton, you bring him back. You sign Austin Rivers, and you trade him. You draft Emmanuel Quickley, and now Emmanuel Quickley is on the block. And all of this in the same calendar year. The Knicks are slow to the party. The Knicks, I don't want to blame Dolan here, right? Because I don't want to blame Dolan here, right? But it seems like we're slow to the party with everything. The Golden State Warriors hire Bob Myers, super agent, good-looking fellow, smooth, charismatic, knows basketball. And then the Golden State Warriors dynasty becomes a dynasty, right? The Golden State Warriors become a dynasty with Bob Myers and his crew, right? And this is going to be a personal attack, but it's all in fun, right? This is all in fun. I'm just kidding here, but don't take this the wrong way. But so the Golden State Warriors go get a tall, handsome, charismatic super agent to go lead their franchise to a dynasty, right? And that seems like it's the move. The Golden State Warriors create a dynasty, right? The Golden State Warriors create a dynasty. And then the Lakers go get a former player, tall, handsome, charismatic agent, Rob Pelinka, right? They go get Rob Pelinka, right? Rob Pelinka, man, smooth, tall, handsome, charismatic guy, right? And he leads the Lakers to a bubble championship. Whether it's a bubble chip or not, it's still a chip. And then the Knicks, like, hey, that's the wave. If you want to win a championship, go get a smooth, charismatic agent, right? That's good at relationship building, right? So the Knicks go out and get Leon Rose. Right? Now, Leon Rose is not exactly Rob Pelinka. The Knicks get on this wave. Bob Myers, tall, handsome guy, great hair, great smile. When you see Bob Myers, you just You just have confidence in your front office when you see Bob Myers, like a tall, good hair, great smile, command of everything. He walks in the room and you're confident that your leader knows what he's doing. Right? You go in, you see the Lakers, man, Rob Pelinka, tall, great hair, great smile, all these different things. You know what I'm saying? You see Rob Pelinka, and it just instills confidence. And then we hire the damn King of Queens. We hire the dude that looks like the King of Queens. The Leon Rose Show, Thursday nights at 8:30 on CBS. And that's a little personal jab at Leon Rose. Nothing personal, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We are who we are, bro. We are who we are, right? But my thing is with these guys, bro, with Leon Rose, when you see the doing and undoing, 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 it doesn't instill confidence from the fan base. Because every move you make, we feel like it's a mistake. And then you prove us right by trying to undo it a year later. Shout out to Hartwell and Hinton Murphy. Let me put this thing in here in the chat, man. So we have to have confidence in a dude that sits in the ivory tower and won't talk. And then we watch him do and undo moves, do and undo moves. And it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. You pull back the curtain and it's a dude back there that looks like a nerd that has no idea what he's doing, but he put up a good show. Nev the Disruptor says this front office is hindered by fear and anxiety, and no organization can operate and perform at a high level when fear has become the modus operandi. Nev the Disruptor with modus operandi. That's a good phrase. That's a good term. Nev, that's an excellent term. And modus operandi basically means the standard to operate. Nev, bro, how you doing?
Good, man.
Bro, this thing that we're doing. Okay. What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I don't think they know what they're doing right about now. They just don't want to make a move. So they I had a word for that. They are trying to prop up the coach because they don't want to make the right move, which is fire the coach.
Right.
That so they're trying every way to prop him up and I had a word to intervene to try to get him, to do certain things the right way, But the problem is that the coach is so much in his ways, it's hard for him to maintain anything, any new thing that doesn't subsidiate what he's accustomed of doing. It's like when you have dirty habits and you've been going along, you've been getting away with it for so long, and nobody wants to tell you you have dirty habits. They just say it after the fact. Hey, yeah, like Freezy has left the Thanksgiving table. Everybody start talking. When Freezy comes back, nobody wants to say anything.
Nobody wants to say anything.
That's what's happening right now. So nobody wants to tell the coach, hey, you must do these things. So they try to they try to intervene on, I can't remember the word I want to use, but they try to basically don't make, because it would be the best move to fire the coach.
Right.
But then again, the organization would look incompetent, and the fear of looking incompetent, they rather not fire the coach and try to hang in there and persuade him to make certain decisions he himself is not comfortable doing.
Right.
You know, that's
Right.
basically what's going on.
Bro, Adam, what's good, man?
What's good, Uncle Freezy? Nev, salute.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. This thing, bro. This thing where we're at. It reminds me of this thing called the hokey pokey. When you put your left foot in, you take your left foot out. You stick your left foot in and you shake it all about. That's what this front office is doing. They make a move and then they undo it. Right? Clearly, the move here is Tom Thibodeau has to go. Right? And Nev, and listen,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Tibbs has to go because I don't like Tibbs. Tom Thibodeau has to go because he is using subversive tactics to undermine the front office. And here's why I say that. Right? You sign Austin Rivers to a 3-year deal, right? Then the Tibbs all of a sudden doesn't play him and benches him. Right? Won't play him, right? Won't play him.
And Freezy, I think it was after he had a outstanding performance.
Right,
He had
against
like
Utah.
six trees. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying to you is this offensive point guard thing didn't just happen with Kemba Walker. It started with Austin Rivers. All offense, questionable defense, right? All offense, questionable defense. And so Tibbs benches him. Right?
Come on,
Then he
man.
brings in Kemba, right? They bring in Kemba. All offense, questionable defense, and then they bench him. Right? And I'm about to say something right now that's going to be very controversial, but follow the trend here. See, three times in a row is not an accident. I'm telling you that this kid Jalen Brunson better pick his defense up, or Tibbs is gonna bench him. And I know what people are gonna say. No, they'll never bench Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson is God's son. Really? They benched Austin Rivers. They benched Evan Fournier. They benched Kemba Walker. All over defense. And you think Tibbs is not gonna bench Jalen Brunson over defense when they bench Austin Rivers? They benched Evan Fournier. They benched Kemba Walker.
I will have to disagree.
If Tibbs dare to bench Brunson,
three times in a row is not enough evidence for you.
No,
Freezy,
it's not. It's not
hold on.
that.
Freezy, Nev, hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to say this. Like Freezy, if Tibbs dare to bench Brunson, Tibbs is asking for trouble. That's what I have to say.
See, Adam, that's where you late to the party at, bro. Tibbs been asking for trouble. I just gave you 3 examples of Leon Rose having a great relationship with a player, signing him to bread, bringing him in to be the starter. The defense is lacking, and Tibbs benched him. Tibbs had a great relationship with Evan Fournier. Tibbs had a great relationship with Austin Rivers and Doc Rivers, right? Tibbs had a great relationship with Kemba Walker. They all got benched by Tibbs. Okay. All right. Maybe that's not enough evidence. What do y'all need? Y'all need to see it 10 times before y'all agree?
No. The reason, let me tell you why it will not happen. Tibbs is an obsessed coach. And when you obsess with certain things, like we can see RJ Barrett's flaws, his weaknesses. Tibbs cannot see RJ Barrett's flaws and weaknesses because for Tibbs, RJ Barrett is the perfect player for him. So is Brunson. Brunson falls in that category. So Tibbs will not bench Brunson. It doesn't matter how weak his defense is, because in his eyes, and one thing I know about obsessed people, if you call for something, obsessed people won't do the right thing. They will try to prove you wrong and maintain the status quo
Of course.
forever, just in to prove you wrong. That was you see how long he takes to change, like the books, the stuff, because it's not all about just hey, Bucks is the better player or Bucks was the better chance. It's because this is my view. My view is correct. I don't care what you see. I am not going to change because I believe my view is correct over everybody. You know.
Right.
So that's why he never went to do so anybody else, because according to him, Bucks gives us the best chance, and that you guys want you guys don't want Bucks in the lineup. I am going against you guys. And obsessed people love having a certain issue, one certain issue that everybody wants to change, but they want to prove they're right. And that's what he does that a lot. So for him, for Brunson falls into that category. Randall falls into that category, uh, and and Barrett falls into that category. Doesn't matter. Barrett can come have 10 turnovers tonight, 5 for 25,
Right.
nothing
Okay.
will happen. Barons will
Nothing would
still get
change.
about 40 minutes tonight.
Yep. Yep.
And
Okay.
you wanna know what else? 18,000 Knicks fans at Madison Square Garden see Jalen Brunson benched. You can't imagine what these fans are thinking about. They will go crazy if Tibbs were to bench Brunson in front of 18,000 fans.
But he won't. But he won't bench him like that, bro. It'll be the slow bench like he did
Yeah,
Kemba.
yeah,
He won't just say Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson's out of rotation. What he'll do is in situations he'll snatch Brunson out of the game. First, it'll look like defense for offense, right? And then it'll look like, well, we gave him a rest, and then the flow of the game, and then Tibbs are finally like, yeah, we just sitting him out of rotation. It's what he did to Rivers. Is what he did to Fournier. Is what he did to Kemba. Like the slow benching. He's not just gonna pound the table in a press conference. It'll be the slow benching. And Nev, according to StatMuse, Jalen Brunson is playing the worst defense of his career right now as a Knick in the 2022-2023 season. He's playing the worst defense of his career, right?
Doesn't mean you got to bench him. He's providing good offense.
Right. Kemba provided good offense. Fournier set the Knicks 3-point record for a season. Austin Rivers threw a stretch, and Nev pointed to it. He was the best offensive player that we had, and Tibbs benched him anyway. What other proof do you need?
yeah. But because certain players is not his type of players. For whatever reason, he makes who he wants to he want in a small circle. He have a small circle of players like he likes, and those players can come in and do whatever.
Right.
The other players have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they can play. And while they're trying to play beyond a reasonable doubt, he also put pressure on them. You know, so so that's why a lot of our players are not performing. So they can't handle the pressure about a coach bringing down the pressure while he giving all his favorites over there free reign to do whatever. So there's a discrepancy, of holding everybody accountable. There's only accountable for certain players,
Right.
accountability for certain players.
Right.
That's what's
Tibbs
going
ain't
on
none of
around
that.
there. And you
Yeah.
can see that because RJ can do whatever. Cam
Right.
cannot. Cam
RJ
has
can
to
do whatever, but quickly can't do anything.
exactly,
Right? Randall can do whatever, right? But Obi can't do anything. But Rodney Atkins, thank
exactly.
you for the generous contribution. Rodney Atkins says Nev is correct. Proof. He hasn't benched Randall for his poor defense and overall behavior.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. And so while we think that Jalen Brunson isn't let me say this to your point though. Right? People, you know what people that make fists do? People that make fists, right? They make fists. You know what happens when they make fists? They can't receive anything because their hand was closed. So you can make a fist, but you ain't gonna get nothing because your hand is closed. You don't have your hand open to receive anything, right? And that to what Nev is saying, that's what Tibbs is doing right now. He got a closed fist. He not receiving nothing. The coaching staff probably can't tell him nothing. He probably don't take feedback from his players. But this right here ain't all about Tibbs, though. This is about this front office being bad.
Freezy, did you get my I post a leadership thing on your website. I had to post it in parts because it's very long. And I think on your take, I think you had a take on a previous, I think it was about 9-minute
right. Well,
video.
let's talk about it right here.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing was comparing leadership qualities.
Right.
I actually researched it.
You got to send me the link next time because I had to.
Yeah, the part that I need to open a website to post a lot of my writings because I've written just about every administration since Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
The only guy I did not write to was what was his name?
I didn't know you right, bro. I'm thinking about I'm trying to get a website started and I don't have writers.
You need me, man. Just say the word. Just say the word. I'll write things. Write up. I'll do your writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So I compared leadership qualities. Maybe I can pull it up somehow so I can speak more. Can
you give us the gist though?
The gist of it, he was doing very poor in anything that related to personal interaction with players, personal interaction. He would do very poor in those grades.
Okay.
And he would get high marks in anything that requires like authoritarian, like an authoritarian figure. You get high marks in that grade. Right. So he basically, in the end, I summarize it, he's the authoritarian coach. It's just his word. When he says something, that's what it is. And the reason I actually made
so
that,
he's a dictator.
Yeah, he's a dictator. And the reason I actually said that is because in the first year they had a procedure in for Johnny Bryant to come and tell him when to sub players in. You know, right. they had that position.
Yeah, right.
And he cursed out Johnny Bryant. One time Johnny Bryant was coming up to him and trying to, hey, you gotta sub this guy. He just flat out cursed out Johnny Bryant. And they got rid of that policy.
Okay.
And the next one I say is that I said, why do our assistant always comes and give at the halftime? They always want to give the halftime commentary about the game.
Right.
And I'm saying, why do they do that? Because it's meaningless to Tibbs. Tibbs doesn't listen to them. Right. You know, he doesn't take what they say into consideration. There's not a collaborative process.
Right.
So I said, and some of the things they're saying is excellent, but tell that to your coach because your coach ain't gonna take it into consideration.
Right.
He doesn't listen to nobody. Right. So yeah. So those are the two things that's why I summarize that he's a dictator. He's and his coaching style is similar to dictatorship.
For one, he doesn't adhere to processes.
Nope.
And two, he doesn't take feedback from people that are smart enough to give him feedback. Basically.
Exactly. Right. And you will just look at a timeout. He will never ask any of his coach what's going on. What do you think? Right. You know, like good coaches, that's what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be a collaborative process. How do we defend this player? What do you think? What we should be doing? He doesn't do that. He goes straight to his keyboard and write, and then put his head down. He has all the information. Like I said.
So why doesn't he share that information with his assistant coaches then?
It's a matter of fear. He's an obsessed guy. Obsessed people, one thing they don't trust people closest to them.
Dictators don't trust anybody because of the whole the Julius Caesar premise.
Yeah.
Where if you share information, they'll take your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He does that all the time.
Julius Caesar.
Yep.
That is Tom Thibodeau.
Exactly.
Right now, you don't share information and you don't trust anybody. You think everybody is saboteurs and backstabbers. And come to find out, he turned those people. Julius Caesar turned those people into backstabbers. They
Yep.
were not backstabbers
That
initially.
was
He
exactly.
forced them to be that so that they can wrangle, control, and
Oh,
power away from him because he was the walking embodiment of all powerful.
yep. Yep. And that's exactly what that's what management did this year, because what he told management, I'm pretty sure that's my assumption. He told management, you did not give me full control last year. That's why I didn't have the same results. You know, so if you give me full results, and Leonard said that in his, I think his only press conference, like Tom Thibodeau has the full autonomy to do whatever minutes, something like that.
Right.
So he basically came back. It's my job, my thing. I'm going to do it my way, you know, and
Right.
that's what he's doing. He's doing it his way. So the his first year was very successful, but he believes his first year was very successful because he had full autonomy. You know, his second
Right.
year wasn't so much successful because they had taken some of his players away from him, you know, and they had given him other players which
Right.
he hasn't developed. But he used that as a reason for not being successful.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say that I didn't want to get into the whole Tibbs thing because I know who he is. Right. Tibbs is that guy, and it's a great point. Right. I think the front office, however, they sit in this fortification,
definitely.
peeking out the window, afraid of common folks. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of these old mid-century movies where, like, the royalty sits up in a castle high up on the mountain and they don't mingle with the everyday folks. They don't want to get their boots dirty. You know what I'm saying? And so when talking about the front office, historically they make a move and undo it, 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 right? And it makes me think, like, if they do a quickly move, will they try to undo it? If they do a Cam Reddish move, will they try to undo it later with whatever they get back? Like, for instance, if they trade quickly for a first round pick, right? With that first round pick, will they then trade it for a guy just like quickly, say a year later?
Yeah, exactly.
Or will they take that pick that they get for quickly and draft a guy just like quickly? Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if that's what you're gonna do, why not just keep quickly? Right? Or if you trade Cam Reddish for say 2 second round picks, are you gonna use those 2 second round picks to draft 2 6'8" wing players?
They
If
have
you
to.
do, then why not just keep Cam?
They have to. Yeah. But let me tell you something. Let me give you a story, Frizzy. And it's similar to you. You started your podcast about 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, the
Yeah.
anniversary is here. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 2 years.
Yes, yeah. And you are, I would say, the hardest working podcasters on in the Knicks family. You are
Appreciate
the
it.
hardest working podcasters. And this story reminds me of somebody I met in that has influenced my life. Um, when I was working at the Blackstone Group, um, I met. We used to have summer parties every summer, and we
Okay.
used to do a handbook with everybody in them in the organization.
Right, right.
So one time I was at this summer party, and here come the founder of the one of the founders of the organization
Okay.
called me by name and everything
Right.
and introduced himself.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I see. And he was the hardest person working in Blackstone. He was just like you. This is what I don't see in Cam right now. I don't
Okay.
see Cam working, being one of the hardest person working in basketball.
Okay.
So therefore that's why I don't see if we are losing anything with Cam, because Cam needs to. I maybe where he came from, he was the best player in junior high school. He probably was the best player in junior high school. He probably was the best player in high school. He was
Right.
probably one of the best players in college. And
Okay.
maybe because of that, he's not working as hard as he should. But
Okay.
Cam, if you want to be successful, which I believe you're on your way to greatness,
Right.
Cam needs to be do it that way. He needs to work when he doesn't play in the game. Go find a gym, exhaust that energy.
Right.
Yeah, because when I saw the tape in over the summer, what Cam put out against those players, I said that's not good workout for Cam because
Right.
those are not NBA level players. You should play one against two or one against three. Start with one against two. And then when you dominate one against two, you go one against three. Because I am an NBA player. These guys are not.
Right.
They cannot get me better by me playing one on one.
Right.
Because all they can do is keep me at my level or maybe get worse.
Or get worse.
So that's
Or your competition is getting better
yeah,
while you're not getting better.
exactly. Because they're the more likely to get better on you because you're so
Right.
much better than them. So
Right.
you need tougher competition to bring out the best in you. And
Right.
that's a process I've learned writing. I wasn't a good writer 10 years ago.
Right.
I would write gibberish thinking it's good.
Right.
But when I went back to college and I learned I'm not very good, I put my damn best in mind to be one of the greatest writers.
Right.
And I got a lot of bad writing out of my system.
Right.
Cam needs to get the bad basketball out of his system so
Right.
he can flourish on a high level. This
Right.
is what I see with Giannis. Giannis finds a gym everywhere he goes and he shoots foul shots.
Right.
Cam needs to find don't wait on this coach. Do it yourself. So when he puts you in the game, you can perform at a high level. You can show him that you're better than RJ. You're not making the same. You're not bumbling, dribbling, and just losing the ball.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, I could agree with that, man. I could agree with that. Hey, man, but I gotta go. I got an appointment that I gotta go to the pharmacy before 6.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. So it's always
nice.
we always have something to do, y'all. Hey, y'all, listen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump on for tonight's game. We're gonna rock the night away. Hopefully, it's a W.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a W.
I'll join you
Right.
later.
That's
Definitely.
what's up,
Okay.
Freezy.
Yeah,
Save that
hey,
energy, Freezy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We in the energy business, bro.
There
Nev,
you
we
go.
definitely gonna get together on the writing stuff.
Definitely.
I need your help,
Anytime
brother.
you're ready, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tonight, what I'll do is get your number maybe, and we can maybe talk on the phone or something.
Okay, sure.
Or we can do a link like this, just me, you, and I, or something. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in,
All right.
man. I'm gonna
All
go
right,
pick up some
Freezy, see you
medications,
later.
man. I'll holler at y'all
Later, man.
for the game. All right, y'all.